Hi there. Now I will tell you and show you how you can quickly test any trading strategy. First, we will download the quotes history. Then we will create a new project and consider the main controls for trading and the chart. In the end, we will analyze a bit of our strategy. To download quotes from our server, select the Strategy Tester History Center in the menu. In the window that opens, click the Download from Server button. Let's download the stock quotes for Microsoft. To do this, in the Exchange field, select the value NASDAQ and in the symbol field MSFT. Click on Download and wait until the data is downloaded. After the data is loaded, close the Data Load window and select the symbol MSFT in the History Center window. Remember the initial date of quotes. In this case, it is January 2nd, 2009. To import quotes from a file, select the Strategy Tester History Center in the main menu. In the window that opens, click the Import from File button. After we have selected the file to import, the first 20 lines will be displayed in the Source File field. This data should help us correctly fill in all the parameters for import. Finally, specify the symbol and time frame. Now let's look at our source file and find out from it that the column separator is a comma. It means that in the field column separator, we need to select a comma. Skipping columns is not necessary because the data starts with the first column. Skipping lines is also not necessary, therefore we choose 0. In the first column, we have the date in the format month, day, year with a slash separator. In the second column, we have time in the hour, minute format with a colon separator. Next come the prices, and for the last is volume. The decimal separator everywhere is a point. If we fill in everything correctly, the preview results table should not contain error messages. Click the Import button and wait while the data is loaded. Select the main menu in the Strategy Tester Project Journal option. Add a new project. Fill out the form as follows. Name, Test MSFT. It is recommended to use in each project a new account. To do this, click on the button in the left part of the account field and the form of the trading accounts list will open. Press the plus button. For the name, write Test USD. The number field can be left blank, and in the currency field, you need to choose the correct account currency. Click Save and Close. Select a new account. In the Strategy field, you can do the same and create a new strategy or select an existing one. I will choose the existing one. In the field Initial Deposit, I will write 100,000. The beginning of the period should be no earlier than January 2nd, 2009 because the quotes that we imported start from this date. Fill in the end of the period. In the max.risk percentage field, we indicate the percentage of the current deposit, which we are willing to risk when making each transaction. This value is used to automatically calculate the lot. I will tell about this functionality in detail a bit later during testing. In the lot decimal digits field, specify the number of digits to which the lot should be rounded to during the automatic calculation. Since we test the symbol MSFT, I will indicate 0 in this field, i.e., lot can only be an integer. Strategy Tester supports two accounting systems, hedging and netting. In a hedging accounting system, it is allowed to have more than one open position with one symbol at a time. In a netting system, only one open position. After filling in all the project parameters, click Save and Close. After creating a new project, the program will offer to add a new chart. Select Symbol, Time Frame, and click Add Chart. Let's add 2 more charts and find out how you can arrange the windows with charts. Now let's display all 3 charts at once. To do this, grab the header of the chart and drop it to any other place. For example, here and here. To close the chart, right-click on the chart header and select Close. To edit symbol parameters, open the symbol form by selecting the Edit Symbol option from the Chart context menu or by choosing Directories, Symbols from the main menu. Here you can specify the spread and commission for the symbol. We have 2 options for trading panels. The first trading panel has expanded functionality and is always on the right side of the program. To hide or display it, use the button in the upper right corner of the chart. The second trading panel has slightly less functionality. This is a mini trading panel that can be displayed on any chart in one of 6 locations. In the upper part, there are buttons for opening and closing the positions. Here you can make a buy or sell at the current price and open the form to place market or pending order. Just below are 3 buttons for closing short, long, or all positions at once. The number of open positions in the current moment is indicated in square brackets. The center button starts and stops adding the bars. Here you can also configure the chart update frequency and testing speed. To the right of it is a button for adding 1 bar to the active chart. The text on this button depends on the time frame of the active chart. To the left of the central button, there is a button for deleting the current bar, in case you have skipped the entry point and you need to go back. Under the chart control buttons are buttons to change the current position. The availability of the buttons depends on the status of the selected position. If the position is already closed, then part of the buttons will be unavailable. Let's open a new position and see what actions we can perform on it. The first is the button used to increase the current position. The second button is to partially close the position. Next, a button for reversing a position, followed by a button for deleting a position, and the last is a button for completely closing the current position. Just below are buttons for adding screenshots to the current position. Screenshots can be added both to the open position and to the already closed one. In the future, to view screenshots, you can use a special form that can be opened from the main menu by selecting Desktop Screenshots Viewer. In this form, you can set the filter, for example, by account or by strategy or other parameters. The availability of the buttons depends on the status of the current position. If the position is already closed, the buttons will not be available. Open a new position. To add an order, press the plus button and select a point on the chart where you want to place an order. Depending on the trading style, it may be convenient to use order templates. Let's add a new template and set it as a favorite so that when opening a new position, all orders from this template will be automatically placed. You can open the list of order templates from the main menu by selecting the Directories Order Templates option or selecting the Edit Templates option from the drop-down list above the order table. Create a new template. Fill in the name. Now add 1 stop loss order and 2 take profit orders. Stop loss will close the entire position completely. The first take profit will close 60% of the open position. And the second take profit, the remaining 40%. Click on Save and Close. Now let's see the new template as a favorite. To do this, select it in the list and press the button with a star. Favorite templates are highlighted in bold type in the list of templates. Now we will open a new position. After which 3 orders will be automatically placed. If necessary, you can change their levels just by moving them on the chart. For a detailed analysis of our trading system, we can use additional properties of transactions. Let's open the Properties of Transactions directory and create a new property. Let's call it Market Area. We need to add several market areas to be able to quickly select them in each transaction. To do this, in the Type of Values field, select List of Values and add several values. Trend, flat, and indefinite. Let's save the new property. After that, we can specify the desired value in each transaction. To quickly fill in the properties, we can create a properties template and specify it as a favorite. Select in the main menu the directory's property templates. Add a new template. In the field name, we indicate any name. Add 2 property, market area, and pattern. We will not fill the column with values. Save the template and press the button with a star to specify the template as a favorite. Let's go back to the strategy tester and open a new position. After opening a position in the properties table, 2 properties were added, and we just had to choose the values for each of them. Later, when analyzing our strategy, we will be able to find out on which market areas and patterns we were able to trade better, and where we lose our deposit. The mini trading panel can be used with or instead of the extended panel. You can display the mini trading panel in 2 ways, by clicking on the icon in the upper left corner of the chart, or by selecting the one-click trading option from the context menu of the chart. You can set one of 6 locations for the mini panel. The availability of buttons at the bottom of the panel depends on the status of the selected position. If the position is already closed, then part of the buttons will not be available. For a quick lot calculation, the first thing to do in the project settings is to specify max.risk percentage and lot decimal digits. In this case, we have indicated that we are ready to lose 2% of the current deposit if the stop loss order triggers, and that our lot is always an integer number 0 decimal places. After we have decided on the entry point, we will find the level where we are going to place stop loss. Suppose that it will be here. Right-click on it. From the context menu, select the first item, after which a new position will be opened with a calculated lot, as well as a stop loss order will be placed. Now we can be sure that if the stop loss order is triggered, we will not lose more than 2%. There is also a way to calculate the lot. To do this, in the left part of the lot field, you need to click the crosshair button and then indicate 2 points on the chart. The first point is where we are going to open a position. The second is where we are going to place a stop loss. After that, a new calculated value will appear in the lot field. To place a pending order, you can use two options. The first is to select the corresponding option for the context menu of the chart. The second is to open a special form through the Order button. After selecting the desired type of pending order, the form will be temporarily closed. The cursor changes to a crosshair, and we need to specify the level on the chart where we want to place a pending order. After selecting the level, the form will appear again, and now we can add the stop loss and take profit orders. To place orders, you can select the desired template or add them manually at the desired levels. After you have placed a stop loss order, you can quickly calculate the lot with which you need to open a position in order not to lose more than a specified percentage of the deposit. The maximum percentage risk is specified in the project settings. To calculate the lot, click the Update button in the left part of the lot field. At the end of editing, do not forget to click the Place Pending Order button. In the project settings, you can specify up to 8 different period separators. Separators are installed on charts where the time frame is less than 4 hours. To set this period, check the box, time, and color as desired. To change the visible period of the chart, in addition to the standard buttons for zooming in and zooming out of the chart, you can use several other methods. To quickly change zoom, press and hold the left mouse button on the time scale and move the cursor left and right. To move the chart vertically, press and hold the Control key, and while pressing the left mouse button, move the cursor up and down. To zoom vertically, press and hold the left mouse button on the price scale and move the cursor up and down. To restore the scale, double-click the left mouse button on the price scale. To change the balance of a trading account, use the Deposit plus or minus document. Create a new document. Enter the correct date. The trading account is automatically inserted from the current project. A positive number indicates that the account is being refilled. Negative, a decrease in the bill. Click Save and Close, and a new entry will appear in the operations table. All our trading operations and orders are in the table of operations. In the table, we can perform various actions on them and set different filters. The final line shows the result of trading, taking into account deposits and withdrawals from the account. Let's set the filter by doc type to transaction. After this action, we will see the result of trade without taking into account receipts and withdrawals from the account. To quickly remove the filter, uncheck the box at the bottom left of the table. You can perform various actions on operations by selecting the necessary items from the context menu of the table. The availability of actions depends on the status of the current position. To hide the table, move the slider to the bottom of the window. As a result of testing the strategy, we lose part of the deposit. But do not rush and draw hasty conclusions. Perhaps if we change some of the input and output parameters, our system will become profitable. Dozens of different reports will help us to understand this. You can open the report form from the main program menu by selecting reports, but it is better to do this from the project. Then when opening a report, the current account of the project and the strategy will be substituted into the filters, which will allow you to analyze only the current project. The result table contains more than 80 different trade indicators. And this is how our capital curve looks. As you remember, we created the property market area, and in each operation, we selected the corresponding market area. After we created a new property in the program, a new report type with the same name appeared. Let's see it now. Please note that in the indefinite area, we consistently lose our deposit. Remember this. Now let's look at another report, profit loss, with the periodicity equals by hours. Notice that the trading in the afternoon brings us a loss. Remember this too. Now let's build the capital curve report again and set up some filters in the report. In the market area, we indicate only trend and flat. And the opening time is set from 9 a.m. to noon. See how our losing trade has become profitable. Looking through and analyzing various reports, you can find out in which cases your strategy works profitably and in which cases it is unprofitable. Thank you for your attention and wish you a successful trading.